What's up everyone, I'm Twisted. We're still a couple weeks away from the second act of the first season and from the Ambessa novel, so in the meantime I decided to make another video based on Marvel Rivals because I just can't stop playing it. Today I'll be coming up with team-ups for League Champions. But first, what are team-ups in Marvel Rivals? Well, they are essentially additional gameplay elements that characters gain when paired with specific characters. The closest we have to this in League is Xayah and Rakan, where not only can one of them join the other's recall, but Xayah's W also grants its bonuses to Rakan, and Rakan's W has more range on Xayah. However, in Rivals team-ups work a little differently. As expected, a team-up requires at least two characters. One of them is called the Anchor, and the rest, well, there isn't really a term for them, so I'll just call them allies. When the Anchor is in the same team as at least one of the allies, they get a bonus based on their role. Bonus health for vanguards, bonus damage for duelists, and bonus healing for strategists. Where it gets interesting is with allies. What allies receive from a team-up depends on the team-up itself and on the ally. It can be a passive ability, like how Adam allows Star-Lord to revive himself once he dies. It can be a completely new ability, like how Venom allows Spider-Man to use a symbiote attack, and it can be an enhanced version of an ally's ability, like how Hulk enhances Doctor Strange Maelstrom attack. Most team-ups fall into one of these three categories, but in truth there's no rules when it comes to team-ups. For example, Hela, the Anchor, also allows Thor to be revived, but she has to kill someone for that to happen. Some team-ups require both Anchor and Ally to be near each other, like how Rocket can ride Groot and how Hulk can pick up and throw Wolverine. And Rocket can also receive a new ability when paired with the Punisher, despite him being the anchor of the team-up, this ability being a device that gives the Punisher infinite ammo. And finally, some team-ups enhance abilities, but do so via a brand new ability that must be used to receive the enhancement. And I haven't mentioned this, but characters can be both anchors in some team-ups and allies in others. Some anchors give the same effects to all allies, some give different ones. Team-ups is truly a very fun concept, even if the effects themselves aren't super game-changing, they're always nice to have. Okay, one final thing about team-ups. Pairs of characters are usually chosen because they have some kind of connection in their stories, or because the allies share some kind of theme, for example with the Anchor or two other allies. So this is what I kept in mind when coming up with these League team-ups. And obviously these team-ups are very dependent on the gameplay of the characters, which I won't be exploring today to avoid making the video too long, but do let me know if you like to see me translate League kits into a game like Marvel Rivals. Starting off with Lucian and Senna, an obvious pairing. Lucian would be a duelist while Senna would be a strategist. For their team-up, I decided to basically give them Adam's revive, allowing Senna, the Anchor, to save Lucian's soul when he dies, giving him a second chance. I know this isn't really something that ever happens in the lore, but I think it's very fitting for the duo nonetheless. Vladimir and Sion. The connection being that Vladimir is the main Emomancer in Noxus, and Sion was revived by blood magic. My idea for Vladimir is for him to basically be Moira from Overwatch, being able to damage enemies, filling up a resource that he can then use on allies to heal them. And Sion is basically Reinhardt. I think it would be cool if when Vladimir damages enemies near Sion, Sion gains bonus health. The idea being that Vladimir is channeling the energy he drains directly into Sion. Graves and Twisted Fate, another obvious pair. Graves would be a duelist, and like I said in my previous video, I can see Twisted Fate as a specialist. For this one, I was inspired by the death animation of the Sentinel Graves skin, in which he pulls out one of TF's cards and teleports away. I think it would be really cool to give Graves a brand new ability that's either an instant teleport to where he's aiming, or a simple teleport back to where TF is. It could also be some kind of rewind, like the ability Magic gives to Psylocke. Now, I also wanted a team-up similar to the one Groot has with Rocket and Jeff, but I was having a hard time finding a champion that could have other champions on top of them that made sense. Initially, I was going to go with Tristana getting on top of Corky's machine, but if they are both duelists, that probably won't work too well. So instead, I think Tristana on top of Rumble's mech would make more sense, assuming Rumble would be a vanguard. Maybe Rumble's shield could also protect Tristana as well, making her less of a sitting duck on top of him. Zeri and Blitzcrank are another easy pairing. Not only are they both from Zone and are electric teamed, but they also know each other, at least before the Arcane retcon. Zeri would be a duelist and Blitz a vanguard. For their team-up, I thought of something simple, basically like Hulk and Doctor Strange. Having a Zeri and Blitz together causes Blitz's static field to be stronger, and in this context that would be a basic ability and not an ultimate. I wanted to have at least one team-up here that wasn't entirely based on the lore, so here's Taliyah and Malphite. I chose them because they are both rock-themed characters. As I said in my previous video, I see Taliyah as a strategist and Malphite as a vanguard. Their team-up would be similar to Luna and Jeff's, where Luna grants Jeff have a brand new ability that temporarily enhances his alternate fire, causing it to deal bonus damage and slow enemies. Similarly, I think Taliyah could gain a new ability that enhances her threaded volley, causing it to shoot bigger rock shards that deal extra damage. I also wanted to have a team up similar to the one Rocket has with the Punisher and the Winter Soldier. For this, I chose Singed and Warwick. Like I said in my previous video, I think Singed would be a strategist and Warwick a duelist. This team up would be based on Arcane. Singed gains a brand new ability that he can use when aiming at Warwick, and this causes Warwick to temporarily have the cooldowns of his abilities drastically reduced. And that's it. These were all the team ups I came up with for this video. I really wanted to show at least one of each type. Before I started working on this video, I thought this idea would be pretty fun. But now that I'm done, I realized that most team ups in Rivals aren't super interesting on their own. The abilities and effects, I mean. They are great, but not that game changing. At least not for most characters. So most of these ones I came up with are also not that interesting. But hey, if you have any ideas for other team ups, let me know down below. Maybe if I get enough comments, I'll make a follow-up to this video. If you enjoyed this, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind later. I'm Twisted and I'll see you guys in the next one.